Hey again. Now we're moving on to the next part of the packet because we finished up in the last video. We talked about how to answer essay one, which was about John Philip Sousa. So we can get rid of that one for right now, moving right along into the next essay, which is the video games passage. So again, I'm in the Google Drive folder that I linked to my website. I'm going to open up the page that talks about essay two and passages two, which is about the video games and teenagers, I believe. It's loading here, so I'll be able to check it in a second, and then we'll take a look. So it says, does playing video games significantly affect physical health? I'm sure a lot of us would have an opinion on that for sure. So that first question is actually asking, does it significantly affect physical health itself, right? So it's asking you to write a multi-paragraph response in which you make and support a claim, which is like an argument or an opinion, right, about whether or not playing video games significantly affects physical health. Your response must be based on ideas and information that can be found in the passages, right? Make sure that you review your time carefully so that you can do all these things, right? This would be if we were taking an actual essay test, like for these state tests. And so this would be timed. So you can practice this, right? See if you can do this in 20 minutes, in a half hour, in 15 minutes. See how long it takes you to complete this assignment, because that will tell you, okay, I need to learn to maybe speed this up, or, oh, I'm going at a perfect speed, or maybe I can slow down a little bit so I can get all of the good details in there. Whatever your speed and style is, you'll be able to figure that out by practicing this. That's why I did it. Just saying. Okay, so it also says be sure to include a thesis statement. We haven't talked about that too much yet, so focus on those main idea statements. Address counterclaims. That means think about the other sides of the story. Use evidence from multiple passages. And again, avoid overly relying on one passage. So we do have two passages for this one, I believe. So make sure that you use both of them and that you think about all the sides of the arguments that are being presented so that you can think about why arguments what you want to be thinking about, why it's the best. So I'm going to back out of this little spotlight here so we can go through it. So, does it affect physical health? And then we're thinking about our response. Okay, so that was the first page there. Now, then we have passage number one, which is video games and physical health. It's a short little passage. I'm not going to read it for you because you guys definitely know how to read. But make sure that as you're going through, you think about those parts of the question that I just read out to you, and also make sure that you're reading closely. Again, underlining things if they're important. Don't forget if there's a number in it, probably important, probably something you should underline, or maybe a person. Maybe you should circle their name. Think about those strategies that we talked about in class. Passage two, teens sleep cut short by high-tech toys. So for this one, again, I think this one would be a little bit longer, or roughly, I guess roughly the same size. But it's a little bit different of a perspective coming from a couple kids. Talking about their experiences with technology and how it might help them or how it might hurt them, right? So after reading passage one and passage two here, you should be able to kind of form an opinion about if you think that technology, especially video games here, are significantly affecting physical health. So again, what you'll need to do is you'll need to plan out your response. And what I was able to do with that is I was able to give you guys another checklist. This one, I kind of took the training wheels off of it, though, right? I made it so that it's something where you guys aren't going to be directly copying off of or directly using that checklist. It's going to be something where you're going to write and say, okay, yep, check that one off. I definitely understood and I did that part correctly. So if we go to the next page in our packet, or it might even be before that, can't quite remember. But it's definitely in my Google Drive here, which I will open up for you as well. As it opens. So essay outline checklist. Oh boy. So for this one, right, it's pretty similar to the outline checklist from before. But this one is actually a little bit more vague, so you could use it for different essays if you needed to. So this will be one I'll make sure that everybody has a copy of for future essays or something like it. But you'll definitely want to use this one to help you write this next essay, which I will talk about in the next video in a couple seconds.